It's another one of those exceptional fall days like we get occasionally in the fall on the Oregon coast, so we decided to go to Munson Creek Falls. We've been here before, but it's been about 45 years ago, and at that time it was a county park, where now it's an Oregon State Park. We pull in the parking lot and found there's one other vehicle in the parking lot, so that's fine. We'll find us a good place to park and then start the trail up to the waterfall. It's only about 1/4 of a mile from where we park to where the waterfalls is. So we'll take some pictures of the fantastic large trees around 1/4 of a mile from the waterfall, and then we'll start up the trail to the waterfall. The tiny Munson Creek is roaring in the background as we start up the trail. In the background, we can not only hear Munson Creek roaring, but we can hear the roar of the waterfalls in the background. And then suddenly the brush seems to open up and reveals Munson Creek Falls. It's much bigger than I remember from when we were here, and it's tumbling down over rocks in basically a single waterfall with some brush that is hung up on it. It goes right through the brush and on down till it spills in a pool in Munson Creek. The timber around here is a variety of different timber, and it all has lots of really nice moss growing on it. From the mist from the waterfalls, it it irrigates it good and makes a lot of good moss. The parks have built some nice steps using pieces of old railroad ties to where you don't slip going down the bank. And then the flat areas, they even have put a little gravel on them, it looks like. So it's just a very nice trail, not the greatest in the world, but plenty good for us to hike up through all the trees that are starting to get their fall colors, and the mist from the waterfalls is making them grow real big and lush. There are maples growing with real strange shapes and just tons of moss on them, and alders. And then on the floor, there are salmon berries and other small bushes growing along the trail's edge, and they're just starting to turn their fall colors. The soothing roar of the waterfalls drowns out most of the forest sounds, and then down below the waterfalls, the rapids are roaring second to none, and the trees are growing in all sorts of different shapes. One thing in common, plenty of moss. Along the trail's edge, we see from the giant trees to the tiny little piggyback plant. These are growing wild here, and they were popular for and still are as a house plant, since they have a little leaf that looks like it's riding piggyback. We get back to the car after enjoying this waterfalls and the nice little short hike up there, and head back down toward home. The very small road winds back and forth through a forest of trees.